So in this chapter, the first thing that we are going to deal is about the elements, okay? And this module, I think I've already shown you in the previous session, where it is differentiated. The pins are shown, the U pins are shown, U clips are shown, which are of different colors, and these represent the elements, compounds, and mixtures. Okay, you can see here it is the first part of the module. It is showing green color pins, which shows the element is a substance which is made up of one kind of particles. Okay, in the second one, you can see two different colors are present over here. So this shows that a compound is a substance which is made up of two or more different kinds of atoms combined together. Okay, and here when you see the mixtures, it has a different color U pins visible over here, and this represent that mixture is any substance which has different kinds of particles present in them, and they cannot combine with each other. Okay, so then we have started with the physical and chemical changes. I think we have discussed about that also. Do you remember we have discussed about physical and chemical changes? Yes or no, Shreyashi Raman? We have already discussed about physical and chemical change. Okay, so we'll just quickly revise that also. What is a physical change? A change in which no new substance is formed, and this change can be reversed. Okay, on reversing the conditions, the change can be reversed back, and we can get back the original substance. Okay, and the physical changes are also called as temporary changes. And when we talk about chemical changes, the chemical changes are the changes where new substances are formed in a change, and these new substances have different properties from the original substance. That means the substance which is helping to make this new substance, that means after the change, whatever we get, that cannot be reversed back in case of chemical changes, and that is why we call the chemical changes as irreversible changes. And because these are irreversible changes, they are permanent in nature. Now, there is a broad classification for matter. You have learned in the previous chapter about matter, and you know that what is matter? Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. So the matter has a broad classification, and the broad classification is pure substance and impure substance. Now, pure substances are further classified as elements and compounds. And the impure mixtures, impure substances, or you can say mixtures, impure substances or mixtures are broadly classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous or inhomogeneous substances. So what are pure substances? Pure substances are the substances which are made up of either one kind of particles or two or more different kinds of particles, but they are combined together. Okay, they are in fixed proportion. But when we talk about impure substance, it can be anything. It can be an element also, it can be compound also, it can be compounds also, it can be elements and elements also. But these substances which are put together, they are not combining with each other. ये एक दूसरे से जुड़ते नहीं हैं. They will remain as it is in the mixture form. All right. So this is the broad classification for the matter. Matter is classified as pure and impure, and the pure substance is classified as elements and compounds, and mixtures are classified as homogeneous and hetero or inhomogeneous mixtures. Okay, now what an element is. Here you can see in the module, this is an introduction for Miss Element, the little Miss Element. It says, I am little Miss Element, I am pure substance. I cannot be broken down into any simple substance by any chemical means or electricity, any chemical reaction or electricity. Okay, that means element is any substance, it's a pure substance which cannot be further broken down into much more simpler substance. What does that mean? As you have already learned that an element is made up of one kind of particles. Okay, that means it is made up of one kind of atoms. The number of atoms can be many. Okay, just understand, the number of atoms can be many, but it will be that all the particles, all the atoms will be of one kind. If it is a gold bar, okay, just to see here, if it is a gold bar, you can see a piece of this gold ring is taken, and when it is seen under microscope, you can see the different atoms are visible over here, and all these atoms are of gold only. That means the number of atoms can be many, but it will remain one kind. So is it clear what an element is? An element is a substance which is made up of one kind of particles, and these elements cannot be broken into much more simpler substances. Okay, and here you see in the first circle where it is enlarged, it is showing neon atom. You see both these structures are different. The structure of the atoms visible in case of neon and gold, it is showing difference in them. Okay, that means the atoms of one element are different from another element. Okay, different elements are there, and different elements they possess different atoms. Okay, the atoms of different elements are different. So what is an element? First thing we have discussed that elements are the substances which consist of only one kind of atoms. एक तरीके के particles present है. Okay, these elements, it cannot be broken down into simpler type of matter. Either we apply a physical means like sedimentation, decantation, filtration, such type of methods, by applying such type of methods, or by just heating or by passing electric current, then too we cannot break down an element into much more simpler substance, because it is made up of very simplest particles. All right, then another important thing that you need to know is that an element can either exist as atoms or it can exist as molecules. Okay, this also you have learned in the previous chapter. An element, it can exist as two forms. It can exist as atom also, and it can exist as molecule also. As an atom, It can be like, for example, hydrogen atom, okay, oxygen atom, nitrogen atom. When two atoms of hydrogen combine, it becomes a molecule. Two atoms of oxygen combine, forms a molecule. Two atoms of nitrogen combine and it forms a molecule. So you see that an element is existing as an atom also, and it is existing as a molecule also. Okay, so the atom element can exist as atoms as well as molecules. So how can we define an element? What is an element? An element is a pure substance which cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances by any chemical means. Two or more simpler substances. Why it cannot be broken down into two or more simpler substances? Because it is made up of only one kind of particle. So how it can break into two? Isn't it? अगर वो एक तरीके के पार्टिकल्स से बना है तो उसको हम दो पार्टिकल्स में कैसे डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? That is not possible. Okay, so this fact is proved over here. Through this example, you will understand much more better way. Sugar, if it is heated, we get a black residue. Okay, water evaporates and in the container the black content is left. That means sugar is made up of carbon and water. Okay, so because sugar is made up of two kinds of substances, its element also and compound also put together and sugar is made. So when we are heating it, when we are applying chemical means, sugar is breaking down into carbon and water. Okay, but if we take gold and we heat it, because it is made up of only one kind of particles, so जितना भी हम उसको heat करेंगे वो टूटने के बाद भी हमें gold ही देगा. It will not give us silver. So I hope that the difference between the two is clear to everyone. Is it clear now? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Swarit. So, elements, as you have, this is just a quick revision of what we have discussed about elements. It's a substance which is made up of only one kind of atoms, which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by applying any chemical or physical means. Okay, then the elements, as up till now we have 118 elements which are known, but in your book it is written 115. So please make the change in your book. Just encircle 115 and write over there 118. Okay, and then you will learn further that elements are represented through certain symbols. Okay, while discussing about the periodic table, you have seen that in the periodic table the name of the elements is not written. Some letters are written. Okay, so actually those letters are the symbols of all the elements. Okay, and that is only represented in the periodic table. When the classification was done, it is not the names which are written over there, it's showing the symbols of the elements. So that also we'll be learning in this chapter only. Okay, here are a few examples of the elements like diamond, copper, neon. Now coming to the next topic, we have the classification of elements. The elements are broadly classified as metals and non-metals. So the elements are classified as metals and the non-metals. These metals and non-metals have certain properties. They have certain characteristics because of which they are put into these categories. Okay, these elements, the metals and the non-metals, they have certain characteristics, and because of this they are put into their into these categories. Okay, now let's see the properties of the metals. We will go side by side, as you have to learn the difference between them too. So we will move on with the discussion of both of it. Okay, so the very first characteristic or the property is the metals are lustrous. Now what is the meaning of lustrous? Lustrous means they have shining property. Okay, वो चमकीले होते हैं. You can see over here, it is showing a ball, and when light falls on it, it shines. All right, so this shining property is the lustrous property. So all the metals are lustrous in nature. Okay, and this luster can be called as metallic luster. Because we're talking about metals, it is a metallic luster. Now look at this non-metal. The non-metals are non-lustrous in nature. Non-lustrous in nature means dull looking. ये चमकदार नहीं होते हैं. Okay, they are dull looking. But here, in case of non-metals, we have exceptions. Exceptions like graphite and iodine. These are the two non-metals which are lustrous in nature. Okay, but we cannot put them into metal category. Some characteristics it has, the non-metals like graphite and iodine, some characteristics it possesses like of a metal, but still we cannot put them into the category of metals, because maximum of the characteristics of the graphite and iodine, it is like non-metals. So that is why they are into the category of non-metals. But exceptions can always be there. Okay, so I hope the first property is clear to everyone, that metals are lustrous, they have shining property. The non-metals are non-lustrous, they are dull looking. Then the second one is the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, now how can you prove that it is a good conductor? Okay, so just to take the example of a fan. Right now you are sitting under a fan, or maybe an AC is working, or any thing is there in your room, whatever. So when you have to switch it on, what do? You just switch it from the switch box, and the fan or AC starts working, isn't it? So what is actually happening when we switch on any fan or any light or any appliance? What is happening? If you have ever seen the construction of any house, after the construction is done, wiring is done in the house. चारों तरफ तार बिछाया जाता है. A pipe is there, into that this wire runs. Okay, and अगर तार को अनइंसुलेट किया जाए, अगर तार की ऊपर की कोटिंग को अगर हम हटाते हैं, we find some metallic wires present inside. Okay, so these metallic wires which are present inside, they only help the electric current to pass on from the switch to the fan, or from the switch to the AC, or from the switch to the bulb. Whatever you want, whichever appliance you want it to work, you need to first switch it on. When the electric current will pass, then only it will work. Okay, so why is it working? It is working because the metallic wire which is running inside, It is allowing the electric current to pass from one point to another, and that is why it is able to work. Okay, so this proves that metals are good conductors of electricity. Now talking about heat, good conductors of heat. You might have seen your mother cooking food in the kitchen. She uses some utensils. Those utensils are made up of, generally they are made up of stainless steel. Okay, and stainless steel is made up of mixtures of two or more different kinds of metals. They are melted together and a new substance is made. So when this utensil is kept over gas stove and it is switched on, what happens? Within few minutes, the complete utensil becomes hot, and whatever is inside it, it gets cooked, or whatever you are making or mother is making, it gets cooked. So why is it happening? It is because the stainless steel utensil or the utensil which you are using is allowing the heat to pass through it. Okay, so that shows the metals are good conductors of heat as well. Okay, then when we talk about the non-metals are bad conductors of heat as well as electricity. But here also we have an exception, and the exception is graphite. Graphite is a non-metal which allows electric current to pass through it. Okay. Then another property of metals is metals are ductile and malleable. Ductile means metals can be drawn into wires. The wires which we see which are used during wiring, you can see that inside the insulation there are thin metallic wires present. So it is actually the metals are made into that wires. Okay, so this is a property of metals that it can be made into wires, and this is a special property of metals, and the special property is called as ductility. What is it called? It is called as ductility. And metals are malleable also. Malleable means it can be beaten into sheets. Example can be seen in the kitchen. The aluminum foils, it is transformed into sheet. Okay, so metals can be beaten, usko we can convert it into sheets as well. Okay, so that is the property of metals called as malleability, or it is malleable. And when we talk about the non-metals, they are not ductile and also they are non-malleable. Okay, so these are the three properties which we have discussed just now. First property is the metals are lustrous, they have shining property. Non-metals are non-lustrous, they do not shine, they are dull looking. Then metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, but the non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity except graphite. Then metals, they can be drawn into wires, that means they are ductile and also malleable. Malleable means they can be beaten into sheets. But when we talk about the non-metals, they are neither ductile nor malleable. Then another property of metals is they are sonorous in nature. Sonorous in nature means when struck to a hard surface, they produce a particular sound. And this particular sound is called as metallic clink. What it is called? It is called as metallic clink. And you might have observed, you might have seen, or you have heard this a number of times. When you were coming to school, after every period you were hearing bell, or the bell was ringing, which tells you that the period is over, or this is your interval time, or this is your chutti time. All these things you were able to know just because of these the bell which was ringing. Okay, so how that sound was produced, how that ringing sound was produced, it was not something done with automatically. It was done, it was there was no electricity which is passed on and the bell is ringing. It's nothing of that sort. So what happens for this, what is done when that this bell rings? If you remember, Bhaiya ji is just striking the metal rod with another metallic substance. A hammer is used and that is struck to another metallic surface and it produces a sound. The ring sound which you were able to hear was just because on one metallic surface, another metallic substance was struck with a hard, it was struck, isn't it? So the sound which was produced at that time is only called as metallic clink. Okay, and this is the property of metals, that it produces a particular sound. It's not always the ringing of bell only that is the sound which is produced when metals are struck. Different sounds can be there, but that particular clink will be there. वैसी आवाज जरूर होगी. You can take any metal, okay? It can be any metal. When you will struck to it to a hard surface, it will produce a particular sound, and this is the property of metals, that they are sonorous in nature. Okay, they produce a sound. And when we talk about the non-metals, they are non-sonorous. They do not produce any such sound. Then the metals, they are generally hard. And because they are hard, we find that most of the metals, they are solid in state. But there is an exception, and the exception is the mercury. Mercury is the only metal which is found in liquid state. Other all the metals are found in solid state. Well, the non-metals, they are brittle, they are soft compared to metals. When they are metals, these non-metals, these are very soft in nature. In solid form also, they are soft only. That means if I talk about this chalk, this is a chalk, this is solid in form, okay? But if I take a small portion of it and I crush it, you will find that powder is formed, isn't it? So such type of substance is a non-metal. The metals, mostly they are found in solid state. Only one exception is there, and that is mercury. And when we talk about the non-metals are found in all the three states. It is found in solid state also, it is found in liquid state also, and it is found in gaseous state as well. Okay, and if we try to struck the non-metals with any hard surface, what will happen? It will break. Okay, it's not like metals. Metals, when struck to a hard surface, they produce a sound. But when we talk about non-metals, when they are struck with any hard surface, what happens? It may break or it may bend. Okay. Then the non-metals. Okay, with this we have ended up with the properties of the non-metals and metals. All right. So hope you have clearly understood the properties of the metals and the non-metals. Now it's a question time. Those who have query, you can just raise your hand so that I can clear your doubts regarding the topic which we have dealt today. Aradhya Mani Tripathi.
And what is the meaning of lustrous?
Lustrous means shining property, chamakdar property, chamkili dhatu. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Anshika Singh.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Miss, I want to ask that what is the meaning of ductile?
Ductile means metals, they can be converted into sheets, wires. Metals, they can be made into wires. उनको roll करके उनसे wire बनाया जा सकता है. So this is the property of metals, and this property of metals is called as ductility. That is why we call that metals are ductile in nature. They can also be beaten into sheets. उसको hammer करके या फिर machine के through metals को हम sheets बना सकते हैं. उससे sheets form हो सकती हैं. Like you have seen aluminium foil. Okay, aluminium is a metal. ओके, उसकी थिन शीट्स बन सकती हैं. ओके, सो दैट इज अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ मेटल्स that it can be drawn into sheets, also it can be drawn into wires and it can be beaten into sheets. So the property that it can be beaten in it can be drawn into wires is called as ductility. It can be beaten into sheets is malleability. Okay,
And miss, what is the means of sonorous?
what is the meaning of
Malleable.
malleable? Just now told, beta. It can be converted into sheets.
Okay, miss.
Swarit,
And what is the meaning of mercury?
mercury is the name of an element.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Mercury is the name of an element. Rudrani, you're not audible. You're not audible, Rudrani.
Ma'am, of chalk can be, we can make the powder of chalk, so is it a solid or any other matter?
I have just shown you the example of chalk to tell you that non-metals are like this. कि अगर वो hard भी हो, तो अगर हम उनको hard substance से मारते हैं या उसको तोड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो वो powder form में convert हो जाते हैं. Chalk is not a non-metal; it's a compound. Okay, it's a mixture of certain substance. Means the two or more different substances are combined together to make this. It's a combination of different substances together.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Kiara. What is your doubt, Kiara? At your point, there is a notification. Please switch it on. Then you will be able to speak and I'll be able to hear you. Did you get the notification? Accept it. Now again, unmute yourself. Not able to do it? Can you hear me? Kiara, now speak. Kiara, you are unmuted.
What is the meaning of
Your voice is breaking. I cannot hear you clearly.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of magnesium salt?
Magnesium salt. Magnesium is the name of an element. वो एक element का नाम है. Okay. Magnesium, aluminium, iron, tin, copper, silver, gold. These are all the examples of metals, and these all the metals are elements. Okay. Nilesh Chaudhary.
Good morning, Miss. Miss, sugar is made from chemicals.
Yes. It is made from sugar cane, but there are synthetic sugars also. Okay, so that is made with chemicals, artificially prepared.
Thank you.
Shraddha Tiwari. You're not audible, Shraddha. I'm not getting you. Some network issue at your point. Please solve that, and then I will give you chance again. Okay. Parth.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Ma'am, that I have to ask that colas are mm, make from chemical.
Pardon. Please repeat.
Miss cola is
I'm not getting you the word which you are speaking. Please repeat again.
Miss cola is made from chemical.
Cola.
Yes, ma'am.
Which cola? Coca-Cola.
No, ma'am. Orange colas.
Orange colas. All the drinks which you get in the market are actually made up of chemicals.
Miss, about colas, there is one experiment I know.
What is the experiment? You have performed this experiment.
Yes, ma'am. I performed this.
Tell.
Ma'am, first take one glass, then pour the orange cola in it. Then take one ice cream stick and one napkin. Then take the napkin and dip it in the cola, and then mix the napkin with the ice cream stick. Then it will dissolve. Then the napkin will take out the orange cola color. Then it proves that is chemical.
So you have to, we will take orange cola into a glass. We have to put napkin into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what is the use of ice cream? Ice cream just to eat. Isn't
No,
it?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, so he says that he has performed this experiment. Coca-Cola or orange cola is taken. That is okay. Nilesh has started drinking also. Okay, so this orange cola is taken into a glass and into it napkin is put, and when we remove the napkin, that orange color comes into that. That
Yes, ma'am.
shows that it has chemicals present in them. So
Yes,
let me tell you that it's not the chemical which is coming into it, but let me tell you it is the color. Colors are also added.
Yes, ma'am. Colors are also added.
Colors are also added. So that is also actually chemical only that comes over the napkin. But with that, there are many other things which are mixed together and then it is made. Okay, and that is why it is said kindly don't depend upon all these processed food items and all the these substances, the packed food items which we get in the market. It's not at all healthy. Why it is not
Yes, ma'am.
healthy? Actually, it is not containing any nutrition, proper nutrition for us. That is why it is said like that. Okay,
Okay.
and many of the chemicals are present in them, which may definitely harm our body. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Pragyandeep. Pragyandeep.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask that you are saying that elements can be like atoms also and can be like molecules also.
It's
But
not,
ma'am, you have taught that atom does not have a that
I'm not
not have.
saying that it can be like atoms also, it can be like molecules. I am saying that it is present in that form. वो एटम के फॉर्म में भी प्रेजेंट होता है, मॉलिक्यूल के फॉर्म में भी प्रेजेंट होता है. ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स? वैभवी पांडे.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
This fire is a metal.
Wire. Okay, I'll just show you any wire. You can just see this. This is a wire. It has a coating. This rubber type of coating which you find inside, outside, is just an insulation. It is a covering. If we cut this part,
Miss, not wire.
wait,
Fire.
wire only I am talking about. Okay, if we cut this part और उसके अंदर हम देखेंगे, then inside it you will find very thin wires present, metallic wires.
Miss, why not fire? Miss, fire. Aag.
Yes, Gabvi.
Miss, not fire. It's fire. F-I-R-E.
Fire, aag.
Yes, miss.
What about it?
It is a metal.
Fire is a metal. How it will be metal, beta?
Matter. M-A-T-T-E-R.
Here,
Yes, miss.
you tell me whether it is matter or not. You have learned what is matter.
Miss, anything which occupies space and have mass is called matter.
So आग occupy करती है space and mass. Does it have any mass? Who is going to answer? Yes, Rudrani is going to answer to Vabavi's question. Yes, Rudrani.
Ma'am, it is a kind of energy.
It's a kind of energy. Now your doubt is clear? It's not matter. So with this, I end up today's session. Hope you have understood about the metals and non-metals. Some of you have your mouths open. That Miss has not given me chance for asking the question. So let me tell you, as you know, that you will have only half an hour fourth period at 11:30. We'll wind up today. Okay. You will not have the fifth period today, as already the notice is given to you. So those who have still doubts, I can see Pragya's face. Please give me a smile next time, definitely. Before starting with the content, I'll give you time. Okay, many are there. Okay, so I'll not give you time right now. Shraddha, Kshitij, Pragya, all these students still have some doubts. So I'll clear your doubts the very next day. Okay, thank you and God bless you.